Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a crazy day today, and I am just sitting here staring at my screen because I cannot believe what we just watched. I really can't. Let's just get into it because I have so much to say and my head is spinning. So let's talk about Brooke, Logan, and I mean, we really need to talk about Brooke. We all know she has been spiraling ever since Hope dropped that massive bombshell about leaving Forrester Creations to start Hope by Logan over at Katie's company. We saw Brooke smash that monitor. We saw her declare Katie as her absolute #1 enemy. But honestly, I thought she would just yell a lot. I thought she would just complain to Ridge and maybe cry in the CEO office. But no, she went so much further. She went completely off the deep end. What she did this week is it's sick. It really is. In what has to be the most desperate, pathetic move I have ever seen her make, Brooke actually faked a heart attack. Yes, you heard me right, a fake heart attack. And she didn't just do it anywhere. She did it right outside Hope's new office at Logan. Just think about the calculation there. She marched her way over to enemy territory, probably pacing the halls, waiting for the exact right moment when Hope would see her, and then, bam, she collapses. Clutching her chest, gasping for air, putting on the performance of a lifetime. It was so dramatic. It was like a bad movie, but Hope didn't know that. And, of course, Hope panics. Hope completely loses her mind with fear, because of course she does. Hope is a good person. Hope loves her mother. Despite all the fighting, despite the fact that Brooke has been suffocating her and refusing to support her new fashion line, Hope still loves her. So, seeing her mother on the floor, gasping, looking like she is dying, it broke Hope. It completely broke her. We saw Hope screaming for help, crying, holding Brooke. It was honestly hard to watch because you could see the sheer terror in Hope's eyes. And this is where Brooke's sick plan actually started working. Because in that moment of pure panic, Hope just caved. She promised Brooke everything. She literally promised to give up everything at Logan. She said she would quit. She would walk away from Katie. She would walk away from Deke Sharp's amazing new designs. She would drop the whole Hope by Logan brand. She just wanted her mom to live. Hope was willing to sacrifice her entire future, her entire career, just to take care of her mother's health. I was screaming at my TV. I really was. I was yelling, "Hope, don't do it. It's a trap." But you know, what else is she supposed to do? When your mom is having a medical emergency, you don't think about fashion contracts. You think about keeping her alive. So Hope makes this massive promise, and Brooke is probably laying there with her eyes closed, secretly smiling to herself, thinking she won. Thinking she finally manipulated her daughter into coming back to Forrester Creations. It is just so toxic, so incredibly toxic. But then the truth comes out, and it was glorious. Well, glorious for us, devastating for Hope. A private doctor comes in to check on Brooke. And you know, you can't fake medical vitals. You just can't. The doctor runs the tests, checks her heart, checks her blood pressure. And the doctor looks at them and basically says, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. The doctor reveals that Brooke is perfectly healthy. Her heart is fine. Everything is fine. It was all a complete and total act. An act. Can you even imagine? Can you imagine the absolute silence in that room when the doctor said that? Hope's face. I will never forget the look on Hope's face. It wasn't just anger. It was complete and utter devastation. She was completely crushed. You could see her entire world just shatter. She realized in that exact second that her own mother, the woman who is supposed to love her and protect her, was willing to use her own life, her own health, to manipulate her. Brooke was willing to put Hope through the worst emotional trauma imaginable just to get her way about a fashion line. I mean, what was Brooke thinking? What were the writers thinking? Did Brooke actually believe she could keep this lie going? Did she think she could just pretend to have a bad heart forever? It is so unhinged, and honestly, maybe I'm being too harsh. Brooke was desperate. She felt like she was losing her daughter to Katie. But no, you know what? I'm not being too harsh. You don't fake a heart attack. You just don't. Especially after everything Eric Forrester went through with his actual health scares. It is so insensitive and just gross. So Hope snaps. She finally, completely snaps. And it is about time. For years, Hope has let Brooke meddle in her life. Brooke meddled in her marriages, her relationships with Liam, her career, everything. But this was the final straw, the absolute final straw. Hope didn't just yell at Brooke. She didn't just cry and forgive her like she usually does. No, Hope made a decision right then and there. She decided to cut Brooke off completely. Hope tells Brooke she is done. She cuts off all contact. She blocks her out. And she doesn't just stop there. Hope packs up all her stuff and moves completely into Liam's apartment. She is removing herself entirely from Brooke's sphere of influence. She is setting a hard, solid boundary, and honestly, good for her. Good for Hope. She needs a safe space. She needs to be away from that toxic manipulation. Liam has been supporting her this whole time, telling her to join Logan, trying to calm her panic attacks. So moving in with Liam makes perfect sense. Liam is probably thrilled, but also just horrified by what Brooke did. And you know what the best part is? The absolute best part of this whole messy situation. Brooke's plan backfired spectacularly. It blew up right in her face. She did this whole fake heart attack routine to pull Hope closer, to force Hope to come back to Forrester Creations. And instead, she pushed Hope away forever. She literally handed Hope a reason to never speak to her again. And now, Brooke is paying the price. The reports say that this psychological blowback actually causes Brooke to fall into a real depression. Real depression. And you know, part of me feels bad. Part of me is like, okay, it is sad to see a mother lose her child. But then I remember what she did. She brought this entirely on herself. She played a stupid game and she won a stupid prize. Now she is sitting all alone, depressed, realizing that her desperate need to control Hope is exactly what destroyed their relationship. It is just poetic justice. It really is. Brooke thought she was the mastermind. She thought she could outsmart Katie. She thought she could guilt-trip Hope. But she underestimated how much Hope has grown. Hope isn't a little girl anymore. She is a mother herself. She is a businesswoman. She is the face of Hope by Logan. She doesn't have time for these childish, manipulative games. And speaking of Katie, oh man, Katie is just eating this up. Katie is sitting over at Logan, probably sipping a latte, watching this whole Forrester-Logan family dynamic implode, and she is winning. Katie is absolutely winning. She sees what Brooke did. She sees how crushed Hope is, and Katie steps right in. Katie uses this exact moment, this time of extreme vulnerability for Hope, to swoop in and solidify Hope's trust in the new Logan fashion empire. Katie is being so smart here. Is she being a little opportunistic? Yes, absolutely. But let's be real, Katie is offering Hope exactly what Brooke refused to give her: respect, autonomy. A drama-free workplace. Well, mostly drama-free, considering Will and Elektra's mess. But still, Katie is showing Hope that the Logan brand is her true home. Katie is reinforcing that Brooke is toxic and that Hope made the right choice by leaving Forrester Creations. And it works. It totally works. Hope's trust in Katie and the Logan brand is now rock solid. Because Katie didn't have to manipulate her. Katie just had to stand back and let Brooke destroy her own relationship. Katie just had to be the supportive aunt, the smart CEO, the one who actually values Hope's talent instead of just trying to control her whereabouts. So, where does this leave us? Where does this leave the show? I mean, Forrester Creations is still reeling from the ASAP fashion show that Logan pulled off. Steffy is still furious. Ridge is still complaining. And now Brooke is completely out of commission, suffering from real depression because she alienated her daughter. Steffy is probably going to laugh when she hears about the fake heart attack. Honestly, Steffy will probably use it as proof that the Logans are all crazy. And Hope is now completely, 100% committed to Logan. There is no going back. Any guilt she felt before, gone. Any hesitation about hurting her mom, gone. Brooke's fake heart attack completely erased all of Hope's guilt. It freed her. It is so ironic. Brooke wanted to trap her, but she actually set her free. Hope is going to pour all of that anger, all of that betrayal, right into her work with Deke Sharp. The next Hope by Logan collection is going to be fueled by pure, unadulterated female rage, and I am here for it. I am so here for it. I just can't get over how messy this is. I mean, we've been watching this show for years, right? We know these characters. We know Brooke crosses lines, but this feels like a point of no return. How do you ever forgive your mother for faking a deadly medical emergency just to make you quit your job? You don't, or at least you shouldn't. But this is B&B, so who knows? Maybe in 6 months they'll be hugging it out. But right now, the bridge is burned. The bridge is completely burned to the ground and the ashes are blowing away in the wind. And I have to say, I'm really proud of Hope. I'm really, really proud of her. She has been so wishy-washy in the past. Always trying to please everyone. Always trying to keep the peace. But packing her bags, moving to Liam's, cutting off contact, that takes guts. That takes real strength. She is finally putting herself first. She is putting her career first. She is putting her mental health first, and Liam being there for her is great. Liam is finally stepping up as a solid partner in all this chaos. So yeah, that is the state of things right now. Brooke is depressed. Hope is at Liam's and fully loyal to Katie. Katie is building her empire. And I am just exhausted from watching it all. But I can't wait for tomorrow's episode. What are you guys thinking? Are you as disgusted with Brooke as I am? Let me know, because I feel like I'm going crazy over here. Alright, I need to go get some coffee and process this. See you guys next time.